Kendall Stowers, you see her right there on the bench for Texas A&M to start the season. Courtney Lyle, Mary Wise, and Holly McPeak with you from Milwaukee as we get set to start this volleyball season. And Holly, I want to start with you on the court. Without Kendall Stowers, what does Texas A&M lose?
Texas A&M loses a veteran passer, an elite passer in Kendall Stowers. They've got a freshman bro who's first time out on the court. She's a very mature and experienced bro in Gabby Rodriguez, but new passers in the lineup, and that first contact is crucial in a match like this.
Alyssa Blackshear trying to swing on the left, and she is shut down by that Texas A&M block. And Mary, for you as a coach, you're about to start the season and you lose a star player in warm-ups. What do you do?
Oh, it's just heartbreaking. But, you know, if you coach long enough, you're going to be dealing with injuries. So you appeal to the rest of the team. No one person has to make up for Kendall and her point scoring. Together we can do it.
A lot of new pieces on both sides of the net. Alyssa Blackshear trying to tip around the block, and it's a point for A&M. A good start for Jamie Morrison, who last year in just his third season leading this Aggie program led them where they had never gone before. They won a national championship. And Holly, I don't think anybody at the start of the season thought Texas A&M would be the champs.
They did not, and Texas A&M came out and proved everybody wrong. They swept both opponents in the semifinals and the finals, and they trained and believed in themselves and were prepared for that big moment.
And finally, Louisville is able to bust out of the streak as they tack on a point from Alyssa Blackshear. For Dan Meskey, it's his second season leading this Louisville program, but also his second season all-time as a head coach. And Mary, we're so excited to see all the pieces that he has.
I think Dan Meskey has done such a terrific job moving. It's just one seat over, but I tell you, it's very different from an assistant to a head coach. And where you see it is in his training and in the recruiting.
Chloe Chicoine tipping that one over and making sure it doesn't come back on their side of the net. And so it is going to be Louisville ball. And Chloe Meester is going back to serve. You'll notice some changes for this Louisville program. She's in the outside hitter spot. Peyton Peterson is the libero tonight. Lily Nicholson trying to set up Natalie Ring on the outside. And there's Peyton Peterson using her hands to get it over to Chloe Chicoine. It was Peyton Peterson swinging on the left with Chicoine last year that was their impact on that outside hitter position, Holly.
Chloe Meester, with her big arm and her size and physicality, earned that other outside hitting spot. Dan Meskey says, look, Chloe Meester is the best serve in the world. And we get to see it right now live.
Huge, the way A&M has started. Their response without Kendall Stowers is playing this well. And starting with, what a great pass against a terrific server.
Eliza Sharp, a transfer from Boise State, spent 2 seasons there, redshirted a couple of years ago, and last year was the Mountain West Freshman of the Year, now an Aggie. This is Taryn Morris, the new opposite for Texas A&M, service error. Well, for Louisville, guys, when we've been talking about this Louisville program, you felt like they had an advantage coming into this match. Why was that, Holly?
Fantastic ball control, especially first contact. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country. And when you can put the ball in a setter like Cabello's hands, good things happen. And then a lot of returning starters who know how to play at this level.
Yeah, you see the roster that Louisville has, and they brought so many weapons back. And then, Mary, what they added in Brooke Boltema, who was on that runner-up Kentucky team last year, and then we're seeing Chloe Meester get the start.
Yeah, Brooke will be rotating in here soon, and she has such a fast arm. And she's going to be really fun to watch tonight.
Yeah, she's on the floor right now, number 44 in white on the Louisville side. Take a look again at the Louisville returners, and it's a Louisville program who made it to the regional semifinals last year. And how weird is it that their season ended by getting reverse swept by Texas A&M, and here they are opening this year against Texas A&M. I don't think that happens very often.
It doesn't, and for Louisville, it was a fantastic opportunity because they were reverse swept, and that's a hard one to get over in such a big match last year.
Hannah Kenny behind the service line for Louisville. Gabby Rodriguez, the freshman libero, takes it, and then Eliza Sharp on the slide. Cabello pushing it out to Chloe Chicoine. Kira Musgrove running once again with Eliza Sharp behind.
Eliza Sharp's one of those middles who can really have a big impact with her physicality. She's got a big serve. If they let her, it looks like they're not going to. But physicality, blocking and attacking on that slide ball.
You know the scouting report that Louisville had last year to play A&M? You throw that all the way out the window, because they are now learning and seeing players for the very first time in this match.
Of Kendall Stowers, who, if you're just tuning in, shaken up in warm-ups earlier before the match and not available tonight for Texas A&M. We don't know the severity of the injury. We just know she's not available tonight. Margot Manning serving just long.
The Stowers situation, unfortunate for Texas A&M, but an opportunity for these players to step up and prove that they belong out on the court. And this is a team sport. You have to have players ready to go and step in at difficult moments.
Kendall Stowers, the most outstanding player for last year's national championship. She's on the Player of the Year watch list coming into this season. Not available tonight. Kiara Musgrove taking it over, and we mentioned all the new faces for Texas A&M. They lost 9 players from that championship team last year. Jamie Morrison running a different system. You see Kiara Musgrove out there setting right now, but Lily Nicholson is going to set along the back row.
And that's how they started. Some teams call that a
5-2 setters. But that's when the setter is always in the back row. The 5-2 is what Texas A&M is calling this, and there's a setter in the front row and the back row.
That's right. And so when the setter's in the front row, you have your 2 hitters. As the setter's in the back row, as we're seeing right now, 3 hitters.
Holly, what's the advantage or the reasoning for Texas A&M to go to this 5-2?
I'm glad you asked, because there's a difference in the style of the setters. Kiara Musgrove is 6'2", and then you've got Lily Nicholson, who's a smaller player, better defensively in the back row. So you're playing to both of those setters' strengths.
There is Lily Nicholson, a couple of seasons at TCU, and then last season at Florida State. Naelis Cabello out to Chloe Meester. And for Louisville, just in comparison, they will always have one setter on the floor, and that is Naelis Cabello, who is heading back to serve right now. Another one of those National Player of the Year preseason watch list selections in Cabello. Gabby Rodriguez, a freshman, making her college debut, and she's doing it here in Milwaukee as the libero. Meester trying to get a swing on the backside and blocked.
This is the same rotation that Louisville gave up a couple points first time around. Call it rotation 1, where the setter is back row. So notice how they're going to move Meester to the left side. I think they want her swinging on the left, and watch Blackshear run across the court to swing on the right.
At 24 will run across the court if she got the chance, but not before Texas A&M bombed to serve.
Texas A&M going right at Chloe Meester in serve receive. She was down the line in area 1. She switches to stack on the left. They're going right back at her.
And Gabby Rodriguez, the number 2 libero coming out of high school. She won the starting position in that libero jersey for Texas A&M. She's got them on a 3-0 run. Hannah Sherman out of the middle. The scouting for this match has got to be so interesting, Mary, because as a coach, you really don't know what you're going to see on the other side of the net, right?
You don't. So one of the things we would tell the team is, let's take care of our side-out game, stay in it long enough till we can figure out what the other side is doing. And, you know, they know, both coaches, they know of the players, but they haven't seen them on the court, in what system, in what position, and obviously big changes for A&M tonight.
It's also so early in the season. It's like, focus on your side of the net, take care of business, and good things will happen. Then you can figure out the tendencies of the team on the other side. Chicoine working off the inside hand of Sharp. That's not easy to tool the ball across the court to the other side, but Chicoine has all the skills. This is her 100th match as a collegiate player, so tons of experience, and she's worked hard for those offensive tools.
And on the outside to Natalie Ring, the Marquette transfer.
We're seeing the heavy arm by Natalie Ring. That's a tough play. The ball was set tight, but she went in and she swung hard and intentionally off the block. Has some really good stuff.
Now she'll go back to serve. Free ball opportunity for Texas A&M. Musgrove is going to go out to Megan Fitch. Chicoine, block was there. Backside to Calissa Blackshear, saved by Rodriguez. Fitch. Louisville got it up, and Peyton Peterson will hit it over. Musgrove trying to run the slide, a little off on the timing. Chicoine just finishing it. Mary was so out of her seat yesterday watching Chloe Chicoine. She could not sit still watching this player.
Guilty. I just love watching Chloe Chicoine. I may not love playing against her, coaching against her, but she works so hard, and I do believe this, that inch for inch, she is the best left side in the country. She gets more out of her game because of her hard work, not just when she touches the ball, but between contacts.
Yeah, Holly, at 5'10", she's got to have extra stuff ready to go in her toolkit.
Do you think she's really 5'10"? I think she's a little bit under that. But yes, she plays big. You saw her early in that last rally recycle the ball and give her team another opportunity to stay in the rally. She just has those tools and that high volleyball IQ for Louisville.
That's exactly right. If you're going to be playing at this size, you have to play with high IQ and a high motor. Check, check for Chloe.
Hannah Kenny serves at Rodriguez. It sends Musgrove on the move, and just a roll shot back to Louisville. Brooke Bultema tipping on the slide. Fitch over the block. Musgrove takes a swing at it, dug up by Kenny. Chicoine readjusting. Musgrove on the slide. They are forcing it to Eliza Sharp. Chicoine dug her own. And then just won a joust. Let's go, Chloe Chicoine.
That is experience, because that takes timing. Understand the ball is tight, and notice how long she contacted that ball.
You wait for the block and then you touch it second, and majority of the time you're going to win that joust.
What a start. 6th time we've been tied here in the opening set, going to 25. Megan Fitch. Bultema off of 1 foot. Bump set to back to Fitch. Sharp is blocked by Chicoine. She is everywhere right now. Natalie Ring out of the back row is wide, and Louisville takes its first lead. They're the first to hit 15 points here in the opening set. The season has begun. Texas A&M and Louisville.
She got down on her knees and she talked to Stowers about Finch, excuse me.
4-point run here in the opening set. And Eliza Sharp getting off to a tough start, a good start for this Texas A&M team. That's the best the slide has looked with Brooke Bultema.
Absolutely, and it's what we expected. Brooke is so good off 1 foot behind the setter. You knew it was only a matter of time, and I love that Cabello kept going back to her. And that time she saw the seam in the block, hit right between them. That's a veteran swing.
Yeah. Brooke Bultema, the transfer from Kentucky. And that slide, Holly, it looks faster than last year, right, for Louisville?
Brooke Boltema has a fast arm, and they're able to run it much faster. Kara Cressy at 6'6" was long, and it was a little slower and higher, but this time Brooke Boltema is running it fast to the pin.
Nakaya Castle with the swing off of 1 foot, and we're seeing Texas A&M utilize the slide a lot too.
Jamie Morrison said, look, our offense is going to look completely different. Obviously the two-setter offense, but lots of bicks and slides and go balls, so we're going to see both middles run off 1 foot a lot.
Cabello goes backside to Baltimore, and why not down the line this time?
So we've seen her hit cross, and then she pounds one down the line. And that's what you're looking for, is can she make a decision based on what the block gives up? And at that point, it was swing line. What a great decision.
Brooke Baltimore's got 3 kills, and now she will go back to serve. Megan Finch gets the swing. Cabello dumping it over on 2. And Madison Louisville's been working on that slide.
And Brooke Boltema not in right now, but she'll come back in, and they will keep repping out that slide. Boltema told me earlier this week it's a quicker slide that she's doing. She's been working on it since the spring. She said she gives her setter feedback. She takes it immediately. The summer here in Louisville, she said, is very productive. They repped out that slide every single day.
And Brooke Boltema, a player who's serving right now, Mads, but man, she has fit in seamlessly to this Louisville program. Cabello's going to do Chacoin in the back row, a little misconnection. Chloe Meester, one-arm save by Gabby Rodriguez. Finch into the net.
Gabby Rodriguez, the bro for Texas A&M, has been so impressive. Her leadership, she's unafraid, she's reading balls. Look at this one-arm stab on that deep corner swing to keep it alive. Beautiful extension, slides under it, lifts it, allows her team to get a swing in transition.
Now, the point did go to Louisville. They're on an 8-2 run right now, but we are going to keep an eye on Gabby Rodriguez on the Texas A&M side. Lily Nicholson into set. Castle.
Both middles for Texas A&M making their presence felt, very big and effective offensively, and that added offense out of the middle is going to help Texas A&M make up for what they're losing with Stowers on the bench.
Cabello throws it up to Meester. There's Rodriguez. Natalie Ring won't get a touch.
It was the right swing, though, in terms of she was going for high hands, just missed it. But I'm looking at the defense for A&M because Chloe Meester, the outside hitter, took some massive rips. That Rodriguez, a freshman libero, is just nailing.
Gabby Rodriguez is everywhere. Nicholson on the move, setting up Natalie Ring. Can you say heavy arm?
Natalie Ring, a transfer from Marquette, was a point scorer for them, and she steps into that same role, gets her feet to this ball, swings high cross court. You see Louisville going after Megan Fitch in serve receive, trying to test out players and going away from that freshman libero and Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, by the way, just served. They've got 4 points off of her 6 serves. And then there's Chloe Meester.
Oh, we are having some fun watching the future for both teams. These are young players. This is right out of the gate. Preseason training is condensed. I mean, they're just getting started, and yet look at some of the quality plays we're witnessing. Oh.
I mean, Meester's serve is filthy. Mary, what do you do with that?
Well, when you don't want to get her on a roll, so you just might call a timeout.
I mean, whoo. That just dies. Her serve is so tough, and A&M has got to call timeout. Louisville needs 3 more. And man, that presence has got to be important, right? Because it's the first match of the season. They've got a lot of returners, Holly.
Definitely, and these players are connecting. Chloe Meester redshirted last year, and in the gym last season, they gave her the green light. They said, look, you get 2 chances for every one. We just want you to light it up, and it's really paid off. That serve has gotten more and more consistent. You saw her with 2 back to back.
Right now. You keep doing like that side out you have is massive. You just keep going for it. Go with everything you're doing. Keep going for it, okay?
Love that talk from Dan Meskey, but back-to-back aces. She misses one, but that's still a good ratio for scoring from the service line.
Yeah, her serve forced Texas A&M into a timeout. Calissa Blackshear down the line.
And that's what you see. Watch Cabello, the setter for Louisville. We call this reversing. She's on the run, and she gets that ball back to Blackshear, 24 for Louisville. That is such a great set. And you know what? We all love the attacking, but man, give the credit to that setter.
What does that do to the defense?
You have to stay on your toes because you would think that ball is going forward, so you have to be able to defend all hitters, all rotations.
A tight set. Natalie Ring was forced to just tip it. Blackshear's going to have to do the same. That goes back over. Here's Calissa Blackshear into the block and shut down by Texas A&M.
We talk about block the mistakes, meaning that's an impossible situation for Blackshear. It's inside. She's off the net. That one, as a blocker, time it, because that's an easy point, and that's exactly what they got in A&M.
Natalie Ring. Wow, Brooke Boltema just made that happen.
Hamden Schrand in the specialist now. She was the libero for Louisville last year, but putting that ball right in her setter's hands so they can run that quick attack. You see, Cabello has all her options. That one, the timing a little bit off, but Boltema with a good save right over the block.
And it is set point Louisville. Musgrove going on the slide with Sharp, and Chloe Chacoin getting up there and getting the stuff. Louisville's going to end this set on a 14-6 run.
Chloe Chacoin's hands were so fast over the net defensively. Look at her shoot her hands over the net and take that line away from Eliza Sharp.
She was in the right spot with the right timing. The hitter has...
Louisville takes the first set from Texas A&M 25-20, and Chloe Chacoin, who is an All-American,
and passing and serving.
You see the setter distribution for Louisville. Left side heavy, 53%. Both Chloe Meester and Chloe Chacoin are out there on that pin, and Louisville's fast to the pin. But then you see that slide ball and that ball to Blackshear on the right, 33%, and only 14% out of the middle.
How do we feel about that set distribution if you're Louisville?
It's working for them. Maybe a little bit more in the middle of the court to hold that middle blocker, but it's working for them so far.
Madison, I have already loved watching Chloe Chacoin literally do everything.
She is one of the most fun players to watch in all of college volleyball. And you know, last season she came in as a transfer, coming into an already storied program. And Coach Meskey told us she came in and kind of had to find her way with what Louisville already was. Well, this season, she told me being a returner, there's a comfortability that she feels to lead. She told me last year, with it being her and Meskey's first year, it was kind of a ramp up. This year, she said the comfortability she feels with Meskey, the program, and the girls is a huge advantage. So as you can see, that kind of command is firing right out of the gates.
It sure is. Not waiting for anything. Ready to go as this Louisville team comes in. Remember, they ended their season last year with a loss to Texas A&M, and now they get the chance to open up this season against that program who won a national championship last year. Kendall Stowers still on the sidelines for Texas A&M. Injured in warm-ups, not available to play tonight. The only returning starter from Texas A&M last year in their national championship run.
There we got a swing out of the middle, but why does that happen? Because you get the perfect pass. When you can control that first contact and your setter doesn't have to move, that's a sweet spot, meaning it's right in the middle of the court, and your middle is going to be hitting against one blocker. Ooh, I love that play.
And Peyton Peterson getting the start in the libero jersey tonight for Louisville. She was one of their starting outside hitters last season. And kind of was a surprise when we learned that yesterday. But Holly, we've seen her train at that position before. She did it last spring in the Louisville gym.
Last spring, there were 6 players competing for that bro position, including Chloe Chicoine. So you saw the last serving or passing rotation. Peterson, Chicoine, and Strand, 3 outstanding passers for Louisville.
Calissa Blackshear just made that work. It was a one-handed set from Naelis Cabello.
Cabello's getting more and more confident with those kind of plays. This is her second year running a 5-1, and that's something that a player does when they're growing up, going through the rank setting. They're very good at that, but Cabello's getting better at those little small things in her game, and she's really improved with her set location and pace.
A free ball back to Louisville. Cabello sets up Brooke Boltema. And I don't think it ever went over the net. No, 4 contacts called against Louisville.
It's a work in progress, that connection, trying to run it faster. Cabello and Boltema are going to keep going after it. This is the first match of the year. Long season ahead, you want to find that connection, and Cabello will go right back at it.
Even with them trying to find a few connections on the Louisville side, they hit 417 in the first set. Anything over 300 would be solid.
I think go back to talk about Louisville's passing. You know, you mentioned the 3 in Peterson, Chicoine, and Strand. A year ago, they had over 2,000 attempts passing next to each other. You find a comfort zone. You really find rhythm passing next to the same players. That's a huge advantage for Louisville.
And a setter's dream.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, we were talking today in our production meeting about how excited we were to see Louisville's passing, how much of an advantage that could be. And we have a challenge on the Texas A&M side.
Aggies are challenging a net violation on the play.
All right, we got a challenge.
They're challenging to see if Louisville was in the net. Now, Texas A&M is challenging to see if Louisville was in the net. You get 2 challenges per match. If you're correct, you get to keep it. And if we go to a 5th set, you'll get an additional challenge. I think you see Natalie Rings. They're showing some replays in the arena. Okay, so the call actually was Texas A&M was in the net. And they were challenging they were not in the net, but video review upholds the call, confirms the call. So Texas A&M will have 1 challenge remaining. Rodriguez again. Natalie Ring goes roll shot. Meester off hands.
Did you get a sense that Meester put it in another gear? It was like that elbow drop back, and she just took an extra swing with that. I mean, she put everything into it, and that's why she was able. The first one got dug. The great hitters, they learn. Oh, you can dig me once, but I'm going to come back with more the second time, just as she did. Off the hands high.
Well, their associate head coach, Todd Chamberlain, has said that she's got Final Four pop on the ball, and I think we're starting to see a little bit of that show up.
We saw them practice yesterday, and you can hear the pop on the ball. When she hits it, it's a different sound.
Brooke Boltema right behind her setter, and that fired her up.
Yeah, what a tough matchup for A&M's left side. Megan Fitch, who was training on the right, she's now on the left. So she got beat on the line on the slide. Look how she tried to sneak out. They ran a tighter slide, and Megan couldn't adjust. That's such a great play by Louisville.
Brooke Boltema now 5 kills. That one just long on the serve. Still going to 25 here in the second set. Louisville won the first set 25-20. And clear. That serve went long.
Louisville just continues to bring these littles in that make a difference. Hannah Kenny coming in, just nailing that pass. And then you're seeing Louisville just run whatever they want offensively.
Cabello down the line. Rodriguez falls forward. Natalie Ring out of the back row. That could be a weapon for them moving forward, Mary.
Especially if Stowers is out any length of time, when we don't know, but Ring is going to be swinging out of the back row all season. And that ability to spread the block, that is what Jamie Morrison talked about. He felt that their offense needed to do to be successful. He's exactly right.
And that was almost 52 miles an hour coming out of the back row on that swing.
You want to get in front of a ball that's coming 52 miles an hour there, Chloe?
I do not.
Maybe.
Maybe Holly does.
Natalie Ring is a player who can really have a big impact on this match today. I don't feel like they're getting her a high enough ball on the outside. It's dying inside, and that she's not able to hit with the range, but that back row attack was a perfect location for her to kill that ball. Morris taking a big rip on the left side for Texas A&M. Meester there, but now subs out. Camden Schran back in the back row, joining Peterson and Chicoine.
It's great to see A&M side out quickly before Ring rotates to the front row.
Hannah Sherman's going to go behind the setter.
Louisville's made a point of running more out of the middle. We saw they only set 14% to the middle of the court, and obviously the coaches have the same numbers we do, and they've really made a point of getting that offense established, and that's going to hold the middle blocker there longer and open up some seams in the block on the pins.
Louisville is a program who's historically always wanted to involve their middles as much as they can.
Taryn Morris on the opposite's got a big arm, and when she has seam, she can really crank that ball with some power for Texas A&M. She's a bright spot there in terms of scoring power.
Early in her career, she didn't get a whole lot of playing time before. This is a player with a real high top end who's just going to get better as the season.
And some energy on the Texas A&M side. Bultema dug up by Nicholson. You can pursue that ball now. The pursuit rule is back this year. So as long as you keep, of course, 1 foot on the playing surface, you can go behind the referee stand and send it back over to your side. It would have to go outside the antenna.
All for it. Let's keep the game going.
And we're going to have some highlight reel plays from that, too.
Absolutely.
Here's Hannah Kinney. Nicholson falls to her knees to set up Ring. Chloe Chicoine tooling the block almost in the middle of the court.
Louisville bringing Chloe Chicoine inside for more of a rip ball in that 3-seam gap, and that scoots the block in, and she's working off the inside hand of the middle blocker, tooling it to the far side of the court. That's a tough swing, but as a middle blocker, you want to drop that hand so you can take that angle away from her.
The quick sets behind the setter, the inside sets like we just saw the Chloe Chicoine, all that is doing is putting more stress on A&M's middle blockers. It's like it's speeding up the game. What you would rather see as a middle, you want time to adjust. There is no time when the ball is in Cabello's hands and she's flinging it the way she is tonight.
How different is that from what we saw last year for Louisville?
I think, as Holly mentioned earlier, it's faster because of the talent on the court right now. They can go faster. In the meantime, for A&M, here we go, Natalie Ring. It's your time.
I think she's finding her rhythm as she gets another kill.
More opportunities for Ring. That ball's high enough where she can get on top of it, drive it through the late block of Bultema in the middle.
And Brooke Bultema tooling the block.
But a better adjustment by the A&M blockers. I mean, they just missed it, and that was more timing. When you play against a player with a really fast arm, as we see over there, as Louisville has many, you almost have to get into rhythm blocking, and that sometimes doesn't happen early. It comes later in a match.
We'll see if A&M can continue to make that adjustment. Musgrove. Ring has to tip it. It was set very tight. Here comes Chloe Meester with her heavy arm.
Texas A&M is in a two-hitter rotation, and you've only got two options. You have Fitch out of the back row, so that could be a third, but you got to get that ball higher out to Ring on that pin so she can swing at that ball, because Louisville's going to come right back in attack and transition.
55.8 miles per hour on that swing. Every time you look down, Rodriguez is laying out with one arm. Out of the back row, Chacoin tips. There's another one-arm save from Rodriguez. She had two in that rally, but the point's going to go to Louisville.
They can't kill a ball against them, and it's coming back with the kill.
Well, we just saw Kendall Stowers get up off the bench and go over and talk to her teammate Natalie Ring about what she was seeing. If you're just tuning in, Stowers injured in warm-ups, unavailable for this match. We don't know the severity of the injury. And Musgrove is going to go ahead and swing that over. And Kendall Stowers is one of 30 athletes across the country that were named to the AVCA Player of the Year watch list, 2 of them on Texas A&M. In fact, we're going to see 10 of them tonight in the 2 matches that we have here. Cabello sets up Chacoin, who rolls out of the back row. Megan Fitch.
There's that aggressive play that Jamie Morrison was asking for. That was a tight ball, and she went in there and took a great rip.
Well, these are the 10 athletes that we are expected to see here tonight amongst the 4 teams that are playing that are on that AVCA Player of the Year watch list. We still have we still have Wisconsin against Kentucky to come later tonight at 9 Eastern over on ESPN. Chloe Meester.
Chloe Meester over the top for Louisville. We talk about her powerful arm, but that time high contact. And she doesn't really fit what we've traditionally seen on Louisville on the pins. She's 6'3". Usually they're about 6 feet. Anna DeBeer, Claire Chassé. Historically, they're a little bit undersized, but very skilled. Chloe Meester a little bigger than your average Louisville pin hitter.
And I think Dan Meske will take it. What a great start for her. Redshirted last year. Eliza Sharp exploding out of the middle.
There it is. That's what you want to see for a side-out offense. 3 contacts. That ball was passed perfectly, which meant Kira Musgrove did not have to even move, and it's in a position. The right side blocker, Cabello for Louisville, had already released one-on-one advantage hitter.
Margot Manning serving for Texas A&M, and it's a service error. Puts Louisville up by 2 and gets them to 15 points. First, Louisville already took the opening set, and they're up here in set number 2 in Milwaukee. We all thought coming into this weekend and this season, a team that was going to be very dangerous. And so far, Holly, what have they shown you?
I feel like they're better offensively, just a little bit more pop, a little bit more creativity in terms of the offense they're running, attacking from different parts of the court. And that's the maturation of Cabello as the setter for Louisville. I really like what we're seeing. And Dan Meske said, we're really focused on kill percentage, not necessarily hitting efficiency. So that's taking bigger rips, being more aggressive offensively.
Louisville is hitting .550 in this set. And Castle just long down the line. Madison, what did you hear on the A&M side?
Well, first of all, I've seen Kendall Stowers talk to every single player, every single timeout. This time it was Addie Applegate coaching her on defense, telling her when there's a gap in the block to crash in and get that ball up. And then Coach Morrison came in and said, we need to be more aggressive with our serves, make them uncomfortable.
A misconnection there between Musgrove and Ring out of the back row. Fitch gets the swing. And now Natalie Ring is going to set Megan Finch, dug up by Chacoin. Meester. Hey, a rare miss for her in this set because she had 4 kills on six swings before that.
I think Dameski, the Louisville coach, will take that. I mean, she got her feet to the ball. She was in good a position. She took a good swing, just missed the hands. And she's going to find that hands as she continues to go through her career. And when he hits the hands, it's going to the back end line.
A short serve from Kira Musgrove of Texas A&M and Hannah Sherman too wide. It's a point for the Aggies.
Louisville trying to force that middle. That ball just set a little bit low for Hannah Sherman. Setter Cabello working on that connection with both Bultema and Sherman, who hit a little bit different tempo balls and need a little bit of a different height. And that's something a setter needs to get used to.
Overpass, it's coming right back to the Aggies. Musgrove goes behind her to Taryn Morris. A&M's on a 3-0 run to tie it.
And this has been the rotation. We've seen this before, early in the first set, where Louisville's given up points. Now they're going to switch and go what we call spread, that they're going to move their hitters both right and left front. Now Meester is right front, but look at the great serve.
Peyton Peterson stepped in to take that pass. Musgrove back to Fitch. Other side with Taryn Morris tagging the corner, and A&M has jumped in front.
Taryn Morris, what a swing there. This is huge to be able to stay in the rally and then reverse this. The left side blocker who doesn't, remember, Blackshear usually plays right, so in that position she had to play left. She felt a little uncomfortable.
Texas A&M with its first lead and then a service error. Man, kills the momentum right there.
But a good run. A&M is right in this position. They have to feel good. They're this close, and they were in set 1. The key is they can't let Louisville get any sort of separation here late in the set.
Rodriguez handles that serve beautifully. Chacoin. Taryn Morris readjusting. And Meester can't get there in time.
Love Texas A&M attacking that right back defender, Naelise Cabello, the setter for Louisville. Even though it was an out-of-system play, that's a smart rip at the right back defender because somebody else is going to have to step in and set that ball.
Megan Finch on the serve. She used to come in as a serving sub last season. Got the start tonight with Stowers unavailable. Natalie Ring into the block. Hello, Louisville block of Sherman and Blackshear.
And advantage block when the set is tight. And that ball, even though it's Natalie Ring with a great swing, it was just a little bit tight there. She tried to go high hands, but great job by the block. Sherman, she's so strong on top. That is a clinic there in those hand positionings.
Tied up now for the 7th time as Peyton Peterson sends it over, grazing the tape. Nicholson right in the middle to Castle. Blackshear. Texas A&M showing up its block with Natalie Ring.
I love that scoop dig by Peterson in the middle of the court. Fantastic defensive read, but Blackshear's bringing that ball down into the block. She wants to use the height of her reach and clear that big block of Ring.
Outside last year. This is a player who was playing left just this summer with USAV U21 team, and she's in the libero jersey, and she made so many great reads stepping in there the secondary set. When you've got a player who can switch positions and play that well in a new position on night 1, that bodes well for her talent.
Yeah, that's number 21 in the black jersey on the Louisville side. Okay, Eliza Sharp.
Remember when I talked about that sweet spot in the middle? When it's too far for your pin blockers to help? Even though this pass might have been a little bit low, that is one-on-one.
Nicholson gets low, lifts it fast, and Sharp does the rest. Ba-boom. I like that by Texas A&M. Beautiful first ball.
Lily Nicholson was falling to the ground on that set. Texas A&M has stuck with what they're calling a 5-2, where they use Musgrove to set along the front row and then Nicholson in the back.
A&M, can they just stay close enough and steal it here at the end of the set?
And Louisville's got to call a timeout here. Texas A&M up 21-20 here in set number 2, going to 25. Well, week 0 of college football kicks off on air, losing 9 players from last year's national championship team. They've had to work in this set to get back, and here we're tied at 21. Natalie Ring comes in to get it, finds 2 Louisville blockers. Musgrove back to Ring. Cabello backside to Boltima. Cabello's going up. Meester. Rodriguez all over it. And Eliza Sharp wants that. They call it out.
Texas A&M had lost a challenge early on, so they know they only have 1 left. It's such a tough call. You're on the bench. Do you call it as a challenge? Would have lost it, so a good decision.
They've got their first lead since it was 16-15 here in this set. And Chloe Chacoin is serving. Natalie Ring, dug up by Peterson. Cabello flying in the air, and there's Texas A&M's block. Eliza Sharp.
Blocks in transition should be like worth 2 points. I mean, it's seriously, it's like it's easier to block off first ball, but that's in transition. Look how hard she worked to close, and then hands in the right position. That is a great point.
Tied up for the 11th time. Cabello puts it down.
Name's open floor. That's a big play at the net when Nailie's Cabello's in the front row. You want her to be an aggressive attacker.
Holly as a setter, how much fun is that?
It's really fun. Yeah. I actually preferred to set my hitters, but it's fun when you get a kill.
Yeah. Baltimore's grazing the tape. Tight set. Wow, Texas A&M lucked out on that one.
Oh, Natalie Ring. Show us your, or Fitch, I'm sorry, to do that, for Fitch to be able to do that, in playing in a position that she hasn't played, she hasn't been training in, at this moment, at this point in the match, that's trusting your own game.
Apple, go right back. Apple, go right back.
Meester takes it off hands. Addie Applegate bumps that up to Fitch. Musgrove going backside to Castle, and Louisville's block all over it. It is set point Cards.
Texas A&M in a rotation with the setters front row, and Chloe Meester, the left side blocker, all over that for Louisville.
Cabello will serve for the set. Louisville takes the second set. They lead this match 2-0. And Nailie's Cabello back to serve to start things off for Louisville, still going to 25. Nicholson backside to Taryn Morris, who has to adjust. And Peyton Peterson will dish it up to Blackshear a little outside, and it hits the antenna. That means it's out of bounds. One of the bright spots all night for Texas A&M. How much do we love Gabby Rodriguez already, guys? Number 1 in white.
Big fan.
Yeah.
She is easy to love. How hard she plays, the range in which she plays with. And when we're recruiting liberos, we may talk, oh yeah, and she can serve aces. How much range can she play with, and how quick she is on a first step? Can she read? She plays much bigger than her size back there.
Yeah, for her to come in as the number 2 overall libero in her class and then win the starting spot. And she's been everywhere today. A couple of tough serves. Louisville's going to get the point on that one.
Calissa Blackshear able to swing on a broken pass. I mean, that was one of the first times Louisville didn't get that pass right up to Cabello.
Easter just long.
You know, not only is her serve fast, as we've recognized, 50 miles per hour and higher, but her serves, that one was just long. But her others have the one, the ace, is like right on the back 2 feet of the end line. That is so hard for passers. You're almost at the point where you're hoping it's going to go out.
It's 9 service errors for Louisville, 5 for Texas A&M. Taryn Morris goes down the line. Chloe Chacoin dug up by Rodriguez. Sharp coming in off of 1 foot, and Eliza Sharp has had a great debut too.
That's what we're looking for A&M. We call it transition offense. It's not, their offense off a serve receive has been solid, but can they earn points when they're serving by going from defense to offense with the kill?
Sharp's got 6 kills. There's 3 players that lead A&M right now in kills. Morris, Ring, and Sharp all with 6. A little luck works in the favor of Taryn Morris. Three straight points for the Aggies. And then a service error. You know, the biggest question, one of the biggest questions coming into this weekend and maybe the season was what would Texas A&M look like because of everything that they lost? And this is a great opportunity right here, backs against the wall. What does Texas A&M look like? How do they respond?
Texas A&M is extremely talented. This is a team that maybe in a month from now, they're going to look a lot different, much more comfortable playing next to one another. This is their first match with a lot of new pieces to the puzzle. I think they're only going to get better.
Kara Musgrove gets the swing.
Taking advantage of her length, and she's left-handed. So that's on to taking that swing. You know, when you play an offense using 2 setters the way A&M is using, and with that 5-2 offense, the setters are getting half the reps. It almost takes longer to get into the season to really hit your stride when you use 2 setters.
Now, Texas A&M has implemented this system they're calling a 5-2, which means one setter, Lily Nicholson, will set along the back row, and then when she plays 3 rotations, Kira Musgrove will rotate in and set along the front row for 3 rotations. Five-point lead for the Aggies with Natalie Ring on the serve. Bombs it. Brooke Boltima can bomb it too.
Naelise Cabello really pushing the pace. This is a little bit of a medium pass right on that 3-meter line, but watch Boltima's arm and the pace of the set from Cabello, able to work through the seam of the block, and that's because that ball gets out to the hitter quickly.
Brooke Boltima, 8 kills on 14 swings. She's only had 1 attacking error, hitting .500.
Fitch working out of trouble. That ball is tight and it's low. Fitch can't really work over the block, but she can tool the block and does so on that last swing.
I think she's seen Stowers do that in practice. Learn from one of the best.
And we've seen Kendall Stowers continue to talk to Megan Fitch, who took her place when she was unable to go today, and Natalie Ring. Oh my goodness, Brooke Boltima. I mean, what do you do with that?
And that one's even more impressive because the pass was off the net. So Cabello had to move off the net and deliver that ball, and it was a perfect set, allowing the line swing by Baltimore. That was good stuff.
9 kills for Brooke Boltima. Ring reaches back for it. Cabello, backside to Boltima. Keep cooking.
Both of Louisville's middles have been very effective offensively. This slide connection between Cabello and Bultema is something that's really developed and been impressive for the first match of the season.
Musgrove backside to Castle. Great dig by Hannah Kenny. Meester had to readjust and hit it into the net.
And that's where Meester's game will continue to grow. It's that attacking when it's out of system. It's not the perfect set, of which she's going to get a whole lot of from Cabello. But in this situation, can she manage the ball, what we call recycle, and let your defense go defensive transition?
And the finesse shot works because Bultema just blasted 3 balls in a row. So the defense is on their heels, and the little soft shot right over the block works perfectly. Brooke Bultema, as a middle attacker, stays behind the ball, and that allows her to see the block and what's open.
Nicholson in the middle to Castle. And Kaya Castle with the kill.
Both Castle and Sharp, the middle attackers for Texas A&M, have shown that they can score and defend with their physicality.
And both transfers to Castle, a couple of seasons at Ohio State. And then Eliza Sharp coming over from Boise State. Rodriguez steps in to take it. Taryn Morris with the tip. Meester gets a good rip-off.
Chloe Meester is going to continue to improve in this area. Cabello from off the net gets that in front of the right shoulder of Meester, who takes a huge rip off the block.
Nicholson and Natalie Ring. Just long on the swing from Ring.
Just missing a couple breaks because that was a great pass. The connection looked so good. It was just a couple of inches out. Again, when you're playing with your backs to the wall, down 0-2, you just want to stay close and can't let the errors magnify.
Right now, Louisville's on a 3-0 run trying to play catch-up. And Taryn Morris ends that.
Taryn Morris has been a bright spot. 7 kills on 11 attempts, 0 errors from that right side. And Texas A&M, historically, the last 4 years, it was led Nikki scoring consistently on that right side. And now it's Taryn Morris doing a really nice job.
Cabello throws it up to Meester. Nicholson to Ring, saved by Cabello, right back over to Texas A&M. Ring to the middle of the floor. Well, for Texas A&M, you look at all the production they lost, 74% of their kills, 85% of their blocks, 95% of their assists, all gone from that national championship team.
It's definitely a rebuilding year, but Jamie Morrison prides himself on the way he develops players and teams. So I think this is a challenge he's looking forward to.
He's talked about numerous times that championship was the product of a 3-year build, but feels like now they've got a blueprint to do it quicker. Blackshear on the backside. And Natalie Ring, that one just goes outside the antenna.
I think Jamie Morrison, what he's done at A&M, in, let's be honest, a really fast time. He did that intentionally with recruiting the right players for his system and then training them. I just felt like last year's team, they were a joy to watch. They got hot at the right time, and it showed us that could it be any other team this year.
And Sherman in the middle.
The entire time Hannah Sherman's been part of the Louisville volleyball team, she has been an elite blocker. Good reads with her eyes, quick over the net, huge block presence defensively for Louisville.
Yeah, we saw her last year in one match. She had 14 blocks, set a school record. There's going to be a net violation on Louisville. There's Addie Applegate back to serve for the Aggies, who was their only freshman last year and came in to play the back row on that national championship run. Peterson with the perfect pass to Cabello, over to Blackshear. Chloe Chacoin just wide.
It looks like Louisville's trying to run a faster ball to Blackshear. I feel like it needs to be higher so she can use that high point of contact that she's known for, but they have not been able to connect there.
Yeah, and she's a right.
I cannot tell you how funny it was to watch Mary Wise yesterday out of her seat in the practice gym watching Chloe Chacoin.
Great isolation by Cabello to get Chacoin one-on-one on that left pin.
Musgrove out to ring. And Texas A&M hits 15 first. It's a must-win set for the Texas A&M would go on to win that match and end Louisville's season. And Madison, it's something that this Louisville team hasn't forgotten.
I didn't even have to ask about this matchup, and those girls brought it up. Naelise Cabello told me this week, it's not too often you get to play the team that knocks you out. She called it a dream scenario. She told me it's the perfect opportunity for revenge, and Chloe Chacoin told me she still feels the burn from that reverse sweep. So after talking to Louisville, I know they will do anything for history not to repeat itself, but they've got some pressure right now.
Yeah, and Dan Meskey told us, Mads, that, you know, we're a footnote in Texas A&M's season, but for us, that ended our season. We have not forgotten that. And Natalie Ring with the service error. Louisville took the first two sets, and Texas A&M is able to jump out to a lead here. What's been different for the Aggies, Mary, in this set?
Well, we're going to first the contact, the passing, and as many balls as Rodriguez, the libero, can pass, the better for A&M. And now A&M is able to open up their middle. They have more offense out of the middle. They're spreading the block. It isn't just all balls.
Sharp has proven that she can score from in front or behind the setter, and when A&M gets that good pass up to the setter, she is able to utilize both middles, and I think that's something that's going to bode well for Texas A&M as they grow as a team.
7 kills for Elijah Sharp. Did they call a foot fault on the serve?
They did.
Oh, not a call we see a lot, but it is the first match of the season.
Exactly.
And Bolt 6 giving us those views and the lines called today. They're double checking some subs and making sure the lineups are okay on the floor, and it looks like they are good to go. And Chloe Chacoin going short, and Meester turned it wide.
Louisville has made 3 or 4 hitting errors like this in this particular set, and that right now is the difference on the scoreboard.
That was a rotation that Louisville could have run points behind Chloe Chacoin's serve, the block they had in the front row. So to miss a serve just really gets them into a situation down 0-4, trailing and looking ahead.
Now remember, Texas A&M has to win this set in order to extend the match, and a connection that had looked so good kind of crumbling there. It never went over the net. 4 contacts called against Louisville.
Now, can you feel the momentum? Can you feel A&M, how much quicker they are running back to serve? Like, there's just a different level of energy. as they sense this is their chance to maybe repeat history.
Louisville hitting under 100 in this set compared to 286 from Texas A&M. Meester turns it wide, and Texas A&M hits 20 points.
Texas A&M putting pressure on Louisville. Solid block in front of Meester. She tries to avoid them, hits that ball out. So it's been unforced errors by Louisville, but credit Texas A&M in the defense.
A&M on a 6-2 run. This one's tight. That's all Cabello could do. Fitch coming in to get it. Giving Meester another chance, and she gets the kill.
The transition ball to Meester on the left side is going to be something that works really well for Louisville all season, to have that big arm available. And that's a skill out of system swings that she's going to continue to improve on the more time she's on the floor for Louisville. Off the block.
And then Naylis Cabello just trying to take back the momentum. She goes over on 2 with the setter dump.
And do you think Jamie Morrison had an idea that might be coming, as he talked about it in the timeout? It's when it's a tight pass. When it's a tight pass, you have to honor a front row setter attacking that second ball first.
Nicholson backside to Morris. Block is there. They'll try Morris again. Dug by Cabello right back to the A&M side. Ooh, misconnection. Natalie Ring tips. It's going over. Peyton Peterson setting up Meester. Kaya Castle looks to turn it and gets it.
Nicholson pushing that gap ball to Castle in transition. That is a crucial swing and a very important point for Texas A&M.
Just tags the line. And A&M needs 2 more points to extend the match. And you'd love to see Gabby Rodriguez behind the service line if you're the Aggies. Meester. Natalie Ring. Meester going after it and just forces her way through the block.
That ball was set tight in transition. I was worried about Meester getting trapped, but right through the low seam of that block between Morris and Sharp.
Ring readjusting. Meester digs it right back. Nicholson to the middle to Eliza Sharp, and it's set point A&M.
And they get Meester off the service line. It's one and done. And again, we're seeing this all match, both teams. One-on-one in the middle. These middle's arms are so good. It's a kill. I think Jamie liked it pretty well as I look from afar.
Yeah. He has been fired up these last few points. Seeing this fight from his revamped Aggie squad. Chloe Chacoin. And it's second set point, Texas A&M.
Chloe Chacoin did not have a lot of area to attack, but crossbody, high swing off the edge of the block. Veteran play for Louisville.
Peyton Peterson. Cabello back out to Chacoin. Tooling the block. A third set point is on the way for the Aggies.
Such a heady play by Chacoin, showing us all night how are you going to find kills. You think for A&M with Ring in the front row, we got a chance here. They just have to give her a good look, make the middle for Louisville stay honest.
They will go back to Natalie Ring. Camden Schran sends it back over, and Ring long, no touch. It's fourth set point here for Texas A&M. And Jamie Morrison is going to call timeout. They led 24-17. A fourth set point is on the way for Texas A&M. As Peyton Peterson has led the Cards on a 3-0 run. A must-win set for Texas A&M. A&M drops the first two sets, comes back to win set 3, 25-20.
But she has played so much volleyball. You see this in the players from Texas because their high school season seems like it's 6 months long. And she plays club, and she's played with USA Volleyball. She has so much more experience than your typical freshman.
And Chloe Chicoine just going to send this one over. There's Gabby Rodriguez stepping in to set Natalie Ring with her hands. Now remember, the last time these two teams faced in the round of 16, A&M reverse swept Louisville. Madison, what did you hear in the Louisville side of things?
Well, that's exactly what Chloe Chicoine referenced in that huddle. She referenced the reverse sweep last year, and she told her team, we need to refuse to let that happen. And then Meskey told his team, we need to play smoother, cleaner, out of system. We need to play more controlled. And then he reminded Cabello to keep repping out Brooke Bultema because that's been working.
Brooke Bultema has been on fire, number 44 in white. A&M ended Louisville's season last year with that reverse sweep, meaning Louisville won the first two sets and then lost the match. That is down and a point for A&M.
The block has come alive. Taryn Morris on that right side block for Texas A&M. Very disciplined, getting a piece of that block versus Chicoine on the left.
We saw Taryn Morris, who's a sophomore now. A couple of times she would come in as a blocking sub. Last year on that championship team, she spent some time with the USA National Team Development Program during her career.
Block defense right now for Texas A&M, knows exactly what's coming on the other side of the net. Louisville's going to need to attack the seams of the block and make A&M move.
It's been a rotation in the past with Blackshear right front.
Yeah, Blackshear, just her 6th kill, and she's hitting 0 in this match. That's someone that they have really worked to revamp her offense, try to widen her range, and become more of a weapon for them this year.
Last year, Louisville would win when she had big numbers. She was a huge part of the offense and revamping her arm, trying to create some more power and more range. She's a work in progress, and that's probably why she hasn't had such a great start. She will get there.
Hannah Kenny. Nicholson flings it back to Morris.
The length of Morris, that's a set that was a little bit inside. And I repeat again, in terms of she's right-handed, and when the set dies inside, you just have to reach so far to make good contact and stay high. That's exactly what she did. Really excited about the future for A&M to have Morris over there on the right.
Taryn Morris has 9 kills right now, no errors. She's hitting .529. Chloe Chicoine, give her 11 kills.
But what a great decision by Cabello. She kind of held the middle, kind of gave the juke like she's going to set behind, and then she got it out of her hands fast to Chloe with that huge seam. Chloe Chicoine's going to kill that ball 99% of the time.
And now she'll go back to serve, tied up in a piece of the block. Peyton Peterson, who was an outside, and this year getting the start in the libero jersey, Holly.
Eliza Sharp for Texas A&M crushes this slide ball down the line. Peyton Peterson platforms under it, perfect dig, and then Meester working off the outside of the block. Those are two players that competed for the same position and now making that point happen for Louisville.
Natalie Ring breaks up the Louisville block. Natalie Ring was at Marquette last season and actually faced this Louisville team in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Only had a career-high 29 kills. Hit over 300. Still going. Musgrove out to Fitch. And that dig long. Did it drop in?
Bolt 6 is calling the lines. We don't have lines people today, but we're calling it electronically, and it looks like that ball was in.
Ooh, just grabbed the line. And I think Jamie Morris is inquiring about a challenge.
I'm hearing people on A&M side outside of the antenna, so that may be, yep, and I just saw him point to the antenna right there, so that may be what they're challenging.
That when it crossed the plane of the net, it went on the outside of the antenna.
But it did not, according to Bolt 6. Inside.
Yeah. They're showing a replay in the arena. And then a service error by Brooke Boltema.
One of the things Texas A&M is doing much better in this third and now fourth set, aggressive serving and block defense. They've been much more dialed in to what Louisville is doing offensively.
I don't feel like Louisville is spreading the offense.
Start teaming up.
Blocking the slide it really takes time. It is such a difficult skill. And then if you can get in the right spot and time it against the quality of the middles, just as we saw with Meester, this bodes well for Louisville's future over there to be able to run stopper.
Finch a little bit slower, but plants it in front of Peterson.
Texas A&M playing with so much more confidence and rhythm. They're attacking from the service line. They've been able to get some out-of-system balls on the Louisville side, and that's when they're able to convert in transition with their defense.
Now, Jamie Morrison's message to his team all offseason has been write your own story. Yes, what we did last year was special, winning the first national championship, but this is a new group of players, and go out there, adapt. We're going to take our lumps. Be ready for that. And they've responded after dropping the first two sets here. And Megan Finch has responded after being thrown into the starting lineup when Stowers was hurt in warm-ups.
Watch this transition ball outside Blackshear, who's leaving the line open, but Fitch able to just sizzle it down that line in transition.
Rodriguez with the bump set out to Fitch. Calissa Blackshear is stopped. It's Taryn Morris over there.
This has been a great point-scoring rotation for A&M, and especially because you have Taryn Morris on the right side. Even if she's not blocking balls, she's misdirecting balls. Hitters are having to make different choices in how to hit around her. And they got a great server, as all setters are. A chance to make a run here.
9 kills, 4 blocks for Taryn Morris. If you were looking for Banana Ball, I want to let you know that it's over on ESPN News. We'll get you there once we finish up here in Milwaukee here in set number 4. It's another must-win set for Texas A&M. If Louisville wins this set, they win the match. Morris this time on the left side. Can't get it back over. All right, what is it about Chloe Meester's serve that makes this so tough? I mean, Dan Meske has said it's the best serve in the world.
High point of contact, tons of velocity and movement. All three of those things make it tough to stop.
It's like a hybrid. It's not a true float serve. It's not a true top spin. And it is serious heat.
And if you're Texas A&M, you're very happy to get a first ball side out and get Meester off the back line.
Yeah, watch this serve. Whoa.
She's got that thumb up where it tails to the passer's right. That's really hard to pass.
Yeah, huge for A&M to get out of that rotation. Chloe Chacoin does get the back line.
I love that hesitation in the air. She kind of hangs. You can't hang if you're not an elite jumper. And the work that Chloe has put in, and Coach Meskey told us this summer that he felt like she is hitting at a higher contact point. That hang time certainly looks like she's even higher now.
And in the middle with Castle, throws it down.
Louisville is not putting enough pressure on Texas A&M. They're able to run this perfect pass by Gabby Rodriguez. That serve was on the line, but Gabby Rodriguez makes it look easy, putting it in Nicholson's hands so she can run that quick attack out of the middle.
They scrimmaged Baylor, this Texas A&M team did, and Jamie Morrison told us Gabby Rodriguez made every play, and she made it look easy.
She does. Misconnection in the middle. Cabello and Boltema have been so good all night long, and now just a little misconnection. Pressure is on. Look for Louisville to go back out to Chicoine on that left side.
Rodriguez will serve it at Peterson. And they do, Holly. They
on a tight ball. And the tight ball is the one you tell the blockers, go get it. You now have the advantage.
Action puts it right up to the net so they can run that go ball to Chicoine and score.
You know Holly was going to go on the defense there.
Of course.
got to give props to Peyton Peterson. I mean, from outside hitter to bro.
I love it.
The first error of the match for Taryn Morris.
Wow.
Hits that long, tries to turn it down the line. But she has been...
I got here, but I like you saw the right thing.
Jamie said she saw the right thing. She just missed it. Encourage her, go right back to it when you see it.
She's in double figures with 10 kills, hitting .381. And a couple of errors in a row for Taryn Morris as she was put in a tough situation.
Hannah Kenny back-to-back tough serves, getting a little tweak in the play where Texas A&M can't run that offense to the middle.
It's a 3-0 run for Louisville. Nicholson out to Ring. Powering through. 10 kills for Natalie Ring in her A&M debut.
I love this location on the set to Ring. It's high enough and fast enough that Ring can get on top and work through the inside of the Louisville block.
Louisville gets a perfect pass. Tough connection there with Chicoine. Natalie Ring coming around from behind to swing it. That Sharp gets a hack off. Scrappy.
Such a great response by Louisville, because you're right. Ring played the ball and came around. She played the ball, then she transitions behind, but the dig by Peterson, I gotta say, I know I'm a big Chloe Chicoine fan, and I will always be, but Peterson has won my heart tonight. She is one.
And Peyton Peterson was just playing as an attacker with the USA U21 national team, was the best spiker of the tournament at the Pan Am Cup, and here she is in a totally different role for her college team.
She told us yesterday, look, I want to do what's best for my team, and right now they need the big arm of Meester out there and the fantastic ball control of Peterson in the backcourt.
Cabello setting up Chicoine from the back row. Chicoine at 15 kills.
Managing a ball. That the set was a little bit too far off the net. You want to lead.
Kaya Castle and Eliza Sharp. And Jessica Trapp on the serve. Going to 25 points. Chicoine flying out of the back row, tagging the corner.
That's the first ball out of the back row that Louisville's actually connected. It was a proper lead in front of the 3-meter line, and Chicoine was behind the ball and could put some velocity to that deep corner.
I feel like that was something we were looking for last year, was more attacking out of the back row for Louisville.
Definitely, and Dan Meske said, look, I wasn't that comfortable with it last year, but I want to see more of it this year.
And then the hammer response from Eliza Sharp, one of those A&M middles. Sharp has come in here in her first match as an Aggie after transferring in from Boise State. She's in double figures with 10 kills, hitting over 300. She also has 5 blocks and a couple of digs.
You can see why Morrison was so excited to get her.
Yeah.
Minus that service error,
Yeah.
but she has the length and she's got the foot speed, but that arm is fast. And so she's going to be able to help them score points both with her blocking and her offense.
And Elise Cabello, one of 3 captains on this year's Louisville team. Second year running the show in a 5-1. Meaning she never comes off the floor. Hannah Sherman in the middle, bit too wide.
A break for A&M. Now they rotate where Lily Nicholson, the setter playing in the back row, comes in. And I feel like their offense has really been humming when she's setting these next 3 rotations.
I agree, and part of the reason is because Taryn Morris is on the opposite. She's 10 for 22, hitting .318.
Nicholson goes to Morrison, who just sets it over. Meester gets a full swing, can't drop it in. Here comes Texas A&M.
Wow.
So close on that one. Nicholson serves it towards Meester. And it's a point A&M. 4 contacts on Louisville as you see Cabello's trying to get Hannah Sherman going.
I like the fact that Louisville's trying to get the middle going, trying to get it. This set's a little bit too low. Sherman can't get on top of it.
Tied up for the 11th time in this set. Meester on the outside. And that ends a 3-0 run by the Aggies.
Such a physical swing there. Because it's high, it's hard, it's really tough to defend, and now here's trouble. She goes now back to serve.
And one of the toughest serves in the gym, just so hard to read, except for Gabby Rodriguez, who makes it look perfect. Louisville gets the point anyway.
Hannah Sherman one-on-one, fantastic defensive read in the middle of the court. That's when it's tough if you're on an island by yourself, you're the only blocker, and Sherman reads that perfectly.
Taryn Morris swinging on the left side, dug by Peyton Peterson. And Peyton Peterson just put that right on top of Cabello's head. It was perfect, so she could set Chicoine. And Texas A&M is going to call timeout.
To be able to control that dig to your side so that your setter can be able to spread the offense and put Chloe one-on-one, Peterson nails that dig.
Well, A&M calls timeout. Let's listen to Jamie Morrison.
In this.
Yeah, they can't forget the last time they faced A&M, they got reverse swept. Chloe Meester still behind the service line. Louisville needs 5 more points. That one goes to A&M thanks to Megan Fitch.
We're going to see in the future teams that play Texas A&M serve away from Gabby Rodriguez. They used to do it to Lexi Rodriguez at Nebraska, but we're going to definitely see that in the future.
What is it about great liberos with the last name Rodriguez?
Who knows?
Oh man, Chloe Chicoine plummeted that to the floor. She's got 8 kills in this set.
In this set. It's like you just give her a little, just all she needs is a little bit of space. And she had it there between the middle and the right side. And she's going to get that ball through fast.
54 miles per hour coming off her hand.
I love technology.
Yeah. Rodriguez has to bump set ring. Hits it into the net.
Tough ball coming from over your shoulder.
Off in that second set, but kind of disappeared in set number 3 and here in set 4. Louisville on a 5-1 run with Peyton Peterson serving. Just wide.
That's the side out Jamie Morrison wanted. Now can they get some stops? They've got some physicality at the net, blocking Sharp, Morris, and Ring.
They push it to Chicoine. Dug by Peterson, but into the net, and Louisville can't recover. Aggies with a couple points back to back.
It's such a great serve by Rodriguez that she's going down the line. So what happens is Cabello, that ball is coming from behind Cabello. She has to track the ball and then deliver the set. And I just feel like she's really kind of struggled today in setting from that position.
Ring tracking it.
Credit Camden Tran. She's in there as a defensive specialist. She's able to use her hands in transition and put up a really nice ball on the left side to Chicoine.
19 points, kills for Chloe Chicoine. 9 kills in this set. And Louisville 2 points away. Nicholson back to Taryn Morris. The block is ready. It's Chloe Chicoine, and it is match point Louisville.
She hasn't had enough points yet offensively, so we got to add the block. That's experience, being in the right spot and the timing. She's playing like the veteran that she is.
Match point Cards. Hannah Kinney at Fitch. Nicholson goes ring. And we play on. Second match point Louisville. Aggies looking for a run. Remember, they have no timeouts left. Cardinals. Their season ended with